looks like we're slowly straightening. So apologies ahead of time for the noise. I cannot control. It is our neighbor taking down the trees that right across the driveway from us. So he's taking down all his junk trees. And I was hoping as we got closer to being like time change, right? And the sun setting early, that he would give it a rest, but doesn't look like that's gonna happen. So tonight we are covering how to make the ribbon angels 2 different ways. You saw the feeler post out there for, I think it was this angel right here, how to make her, but we're also going to be making this angel here, which is, take her out. We're going to be making this one too. So I'm going to teach you how to make both of these. I have been making these to give away to clients who make a purchase anytime between now and Christmas as just a nice little thank you gift. But for those of you, I put that one up too high. For those of you that are working on craft fairs, these seem to do really, really well at the craft fairs because they're the perfect ornament size, as you can tell, and we're slowly filling the tree. So I'm hoping that by the time Christmas rolls around, we will have made all the things to fill in. And this is a Norfolk pine tree with the lights already like wired in, and so it has an awful lot of space, which could be a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing because you need fillers. So we're going to be working on all the things between this month and beginning of next. So before we get started, let me make sure, it's always a good thing to do, make sure that we are going live in all the things. It looks like we are live on YouTube. Let me just double check from the Facebook side of things. My heater's a little too hot, so it's like I feel it right here. Okay, it does. Let me refresh the page because I was like, what is going on with Facebook? I don't know if you guys have noticed. Have you noticed that Facebook has done a big, huge update? Like, you don't get the little buttons anymore that says comments or share. They're now just icons. So I found that to be a little odd, but I don't know when they made that. Probably when we were having all the issues with Facebook. So couple things. If you want to be notified when I go live, if you are on YouTube, just make sure you've subscribed to my channel. If you are on Facebook, make sure that you have liked and are following the page. You have to do both. The follow button, I think, is the one that's hidden. The like button's easy to find. You just need to click those little ellipses, those 3 little dots. Click on that, it'll open up a little sub menu. It allows you to manage how you're notified on Facebook by video tutorials or anything else. So you can set that up for your preference. If you, yes, we've done the subscribe thing. If you want to save a copy of this tutorial and you're on YouTube, just click the save button. If you were on Facebook, it's odd. It's the well, now that they don't have the share button anymore, I think it's the little arrow. So the little icon is like your share. So simply do that and download it once it pops onto your page, and then make sure you store it in the files where it's easy for you to find. Also, private group, the Made for More group. So if you want to learn how to do fun things like all this stuff, like I taught my group yesterday, how to make ribbon poinsettias, which are these fun things, because I am doing candy cane theme for our house outside, so I thought these would be a nice addition. So these are all things that are available to private group members, and you can do that by going to KatsCreationsNMore.com, and it's the link right at the top. What I want to do, turn comments on, Kat. It's been a while. So hi Pam, welcome. Hi Cheryl. Hi other Pam. We have 2 Pams. Hi Judy. Hi Valerie. You're making the same angel ornaments for craft show this Saturday. So rumor has it they're doing really, really well because those are great low price points for craft fair options. Elizabeth says, love the tree already. It's slowly going to get there. I'm super excited. We probably should have taken a picture of it before and then after, once the tree is completely done. So, hi Elizabeth, hi Rhonda, hi Georgianne, hi Cynthia. I'm glad you guys are popping back over from the YouTube side of things. So happy to see that. Let me go ahead and type this in and then we'll go ahead and get going. So, I'm really hoping that guy will just stop. It's like, I think he's only got like 5 trees left on his property. It's like, what more can you possibly take down? You're going to regret that come the summer because you need trees to block that summer sun. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pivot you down. Hang tight. You're going straight down to my crafting table so that you're working across from me in the world of technology. I hate that. Oh, that sound is just going to drive me crazy. I'm going to try really hard to ignore it. So, things you're going to need to have handy. We are making this version first. It's probably, I don't know that there's necessarily an easy one or not so easy one. This is the one I'm going to show you how to make first. So this is, all you need is 2.5 inch ribbon, which we all have 2.5 inch ribbon. And the great thing is you only have to have about 24-25 inches. So you know how we're like usually left with just a little bit? This is a perfect leftover that you can do. I've been asked, can you do them with 1.5 inches? You can. It's just going to be very small because you're diminishing your angel by an entire inch, both here in the diameter or the width of her wings as well as the width of her skirt. So this is what we're making today. So I'm going to show you what we're doing. So my 2.5 inch ribbon I got from Joann's quite a few years ago. It is actually a burlap with gold and silver snowflake prints on it. And you will need to cut 2 pieces, one at 10 inches, which is going to be for our skirt, and the other at 15 inches, which is going to be for the wings. In addition, you will need an accent bow to help hide some of the cosmetics. I am using this gold wired ribbon from Hobby Lobby. I think it's still there. I'm not exactly sure. And then you're going to need something for the head. So you can choose a simple wooden ball like I have here, or you can choose something like a little gold ornament with the little hangers already attached, or you can even do something, this is a bit big, but you could do something like a jingle bell. I'd probably take this one down because this is about 1 inch, it's about 1.5 inches, but man, that is a big jingle bell for 1.5 inches. Considering that this one's only half, about 3/4 of an inch. So whatever your preference is. So I'm going to show you how to do them with both. Obviously the one I did here I like a little bit better because it has the ornament bowls. So, and then you're going to need some color coordinating pipe cleaners. You will need a little miniature jingle bell like I have here, and these I get from Hobby Lobby, and I just throw them all in one bag. So we have one here, a little gold one. If we want to go a little bit bigger, let me see, can I find one of the ones that are a bit bigger? I saw it. You can totally tell I don't have many of the gold ones left. We can go that size or that size. I think the one that I have is a size in between because this is the small one. Wow, am I all out of those? It looks like, because all I'm seeing is one of those sizes. And you can get the jingle bells at Hobby Lobby. Okay, that is what you have ready to go. You will need scissors, obviously. You will need needle nose pliers if you're like me and struggle with tightening things with your finger strength as we get older. Wire cutters. You will need floral wire. This is 26 gauge floral wire. You can also use your pipe cleaner because you'll have pieces of that left over. And then a little silicone glue mat. Now Amazon sells these like this, and they come in a 4-pack. So it has all your primary colors, the red, yellow, blue, and then it has green. These are great if you don't want glue sticking to things. So in this case, I don't want my ribbon sticking to each other. I don't want it to bleed through and stick to the bottom layer. So let me go ahead. Oh, thank you for that, Elizabeth. She said Christmas jingle bells are 50% off. That's right, because it's Christmas. So stock up on all your supplies now. So the very first thing we're going to do is make the skirt. So all you're going to do is bring your ribbon ends up to one another. I am going to pull off a piece of wire. I always make the mistake and never do that ahead of time so that we can secure it at the top. So I am just going to pinch this all together, and then I'm going to wire that so it all stays together, just like so. Nice and tight. I was even hoping that when I went out to the street that he would like stop and go, "What's up?" And I'd be like, "Can we cool the jets on the tractor for like an hour?" So, because I work from home. But yeah, it's because the rains are coming, and so a lot of these guys are taking down the rest of their trees so that they can have it ready for the burn piles. Okay, so that's all you're gonna do, honestly, for the skirt. Okay, just like that, we've secured it. I kind of cut the excess off, and then I folded it flat with my needle nose pliers. And then now we're gonna get ready to put the wings together. So this is a 15-inch piece, and all we're gonna basically do is overlap one on top of the other, not too thick. I think I had it to where I got them pretty close to matching. That was not my intent and purpose. So I am just going to take my glue gun, and I am going to run a bead of glue right here. And I should have gotten, let me see if I have it here. Normally, oh, here it is. Silicone. These are like silicone spatulas. So I like to take this and just smash that so that the glue goes towards the gap. Just like this, but you want to make sure that you've got them lined up as well. Okay, and it dries fairly quick. My glue gun is set to low. I'm actually gonna tag this one. Have the little edge that just isn't, it didn't stick all the way to the edge, because I try not to go all the way to the edge because I hate it when it oozes out the side. Okay, so now we're going to prep the wings. First pipe cleaner needed. We are going to attempt to find middle, and if you struggle like I do, just kind of fold it, which is basically right where I have this, and we're going to pinch and gather right at the center, and then we're going to take our pipe cleaner. I'm going to line that up nice and smooth, and we're going to twist, twist, twist. And then I'm going to take one and go around the front, the other go around the back, and then I'm going to twist these two again. Why does it feel like they both went the same way? So this one's going this way, and this one went this way. So that you can kind of make it a little thick. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to be doing is we are going to be attaching the skirt right here to the wings. One side's going to be a nice smooth back, and the other side is our front. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach the skirt to the wings, just like so. Okay, you can start to see how it is taking shape. When I made these ones, I made the bottoms for 8 inches and the wings, I did 8 inches for the, no wait, 14 inches for the wings, 8 inches for the bottom, and I went a little bit longer because I wanted it a little bit bigger. Just preference. You can make them whatever size you would like. This one is a 15 and a 10. This one is a 14 and an 8. Okay, so once they have glued themselves together, decide what type of head do you want. Do you want a little wooden ball, which I think is absolutely adorable? You can also go with the gold like this because it already has the hanger attached. Or if we wanted to do the giant bell, you could put the bell on as well. It's whatever your preference is. I like going with the little wooden ball. Now the sad thing is when I ordered my balls, they were for macrame, so there's a hole on both sides. What do we do? Not to worry. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to make her halo. So I'm going to take one pipe cleaner that's white and one that's gold, and I am just going to twist those together, and I am just going to wind that all the way down, just like so, just so it's white and gold, nice and pretty. That was with that leftover piece of pipe cleaner that I have. I am going to remove this, and I'm going to form this into a halo. And I am just going to twist the ends together so she has a nice little halo, because a halo is going to have to get glued on with her. So really super simple. I am going to take my second pipe cleaner. I'm going to just twist this together. I'm kind of making it a little thick. Cut the excess bottom off there. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be gluing my hanger for my angel just like this. I don't need it to come out the bottom, but I do need to make sure that it stays intact. So let's glue the hanger in first. So I'm just going to glue my pipe cleaner right here, because it's not like super snug fit, but it's enough. So I'm going to let that sit, and let's make her bow while we're waiting for that to set up. Now, Cheryl says I love these. I'm going to put them on presents, and then they can use them on their tree every year. Exactly. You can also, somebody made the suggestion in our group that you can make these, you know, like how they have the trees for kids that you can grab the gift off like the angel trees. You can make these to accompany every single one of those gift tags, so that when somebody is making a purchase for a child, they're also getting a gift in return. Or they can just leave that on the gift when it goes with that child. So we're going to dovetail the end. This is 5/8 inch ribbon from Hobby Lobby. So I'm just going to pinch them together. I'm going to form a loop about the size of my finger. I'm going to twist. I didn't twist. Pinch. Go around. Pinch. Twist this the other way. You don't want them too big, because you don't want the bow to be bigger than the angel. And then I just twisted it one final time. I'm going to take that little piece of pipe cleaner that I have left. We're all about repurposing stuff. I'm going to twist that. Back up, back around, and then we'll make sure we are accurate. I'm going to go ahead and finish dovetailing this end. Wired ribbon makes it so much easier than trying to do it with the other. Okay. So again, because I'm dealing with the pipe cleaner ends, I want to make sure those are flat. And now we're going to glue the head on. So guess what? We're putting the glue on our head right here. gonna fill up that little end of the ball and just allow it to kind of bubble up. Okay, now I'm gonna take the whole thing and I'm gonna put that down right on top of that area where we have the skirt meets the wings. I actually like this one. This ribbon is such good quality for this. It is really nice and thick, which is a benefit. And so the side that has the pipe cleaner on the back is our back, believe it or not. So we're going to be hiding all the cosmetic stuff in the front. So the back's going to look just as nice as the front. I like to test to see if my glue is dry, which it is. Now we are going to add in our ribbon. I'm just going to stick that right on the back of my ribbon, and I'm going to tuck that down right underneath the chin. You can use your needle nose pliers to fluff your ribbon if you'd like, because again, detail, right? It's all about the details. Okay, now we're going to add our little jingle bell so that that goes right in the center. And in order to keep it jingling, if we put the glue there and then put the bell in, what sometimes happens is the glue will kind of ooze inside those little cracks and then it won't ring anymore. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to glue it this way, and then I'm going to press my angel down on top to keep the little roller or the little piece of metal in there from tagging on to the glue. Okay, here's a little dot. This is going to be where we're going to take, and I'm going to flip that right over, and I'm going to hold that in place so that it still jingles after it's dried. If I flip it the other way, there's a probability, a small probability, that it will stick. Now, if you're using something else like a gold scattered in fillers, a snowflake, some sort of type of embellishment that does not have anything like that, you can go ahead and flip it the normal way. Go ahead and glue that on, and then you're going to be good. So we still got it jingling. Okay, now we have to add her halo. So we've already created the halo. We're just going to feed it right down on top, and we want to glue that in place. And I'm going to use my small little detail glue gun. It's just a Surebonder. So I'm going to go right around the top of her halo, or the top of her wooden ball. And then we're going to pull this back to where we want it to be, just like so. And there is our delightful ribbon angel made with the little wooden balls. So now this is ready to attach to a tree or a gift, or you can just give these away as really good just last minute gift ideas to somebody special who just needs a little bit of encouragement. What do you guys think of this one? Exactly, Cheryl. She says it's perfect for farmhouse or country, because it does have that burlap, but it's not the true burlap. It's just a creamy color burlap, so definitely nice for the holidays. So this one and that one, that is my sample. This was the redo. So as you can see, a couple different options in how you want to do them. A word of advice if you're using ribbon. Do we have some? Yes. Let me take this one off my tree. If you are doing ribbon that is really sheer like this, please make sure that you are using your silicone mats so that it will not glue through the layers, and so you can see that. Okay, This is just another one, but like I said, see, you can see we glued a little snowflake to her, so she's very much winter-like. Go ahead and put her back on our tree. I don't know where she came from. I mean, I know where she came from. So I'm going to go ahead and place this one on our tree. Ugh. I need a really stiff branch, because that's another downside to this tree, is the branches are very lifelike and kind of thin. So I'm doing a couple of them, but she looks super cute. Okay, ready to do the next one? Aw, thanks, Sheila. What size was she? We can measure. Finished size. From the very bottom to the top of her head, she is just under 6 inches. Width-wise, she's just over 6 inches. If we add in the hanger makes her 19 inches tall, but you don't have to do a hanger quite as big. Okay, you can do it a little bit. I'm trying to get that back on the tree. You can do it smaller, or you can just use something like this, like a thin braided cord. Okay, let's move on and call her the Accordion Angel. And she looks like this. And this is the perfect use for 4-inch ribbon, because I did try to make her out of the 2.5-inch ribbon. And this is the size comparison. 4 inches, 2.5 inches. I made this one little gingerbread print. So, and she has a little gingerbread halo. I like this size better. So if you're like me and you have a couple of 4-inch rolls of ribbon, that you don't know what to do with because your tree is not big enough to warrant that, we're going to show you how to make that. So 4-inch ribbon roll. You can even go 6 inches and it will still look amazing. We will need a corresponding ribbon, because she's going to have a ribbon again to hide the cosmetics. I am going to do the same thing again with our ball. You could choose something like Dollar Tree has these little ornament sets in place for 16 ornaments. I want to say they're like about an inch tall. You could use one of those. They also have them in gold, silver, and blue. So we did the coordinating ribbon. You need another bell. I think I'm going to do this one. I wish I had small little rusted bell. So I think I'm going to do gold on this as well. And they're just rolled off. Let me find another small one. Oh, we'll use that one that's there. Okay, so first things first. All right, let's cut this. And look at how much waste that is. I guess if you wanted to, you can take that and iron it, but it's still crimped on the sides where the foil is. So I'm going to remove that. I hate that. It's a lot of waste. 3 inches. I mean, we pay for ribbon and it's a premium anyway. Okay, so you decide how thick you want it. It could be an inch. It can be 3/4 of an inch. It could be, I wouldn't go too crazy and make them like whatever size you want for the wings and the tail, you're gonna like pick. So if you want 1 inch thick, then go 1 inch thick. And I try to use my cutting mat to help make sure that my pieces are all straight. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm folding over the first one. Okay. Then I'm going to fold it over again right on top of itself so we don't see that folded starter piece. Okay. Then from here, we're going to alternate back and forth. I'm going to flip this over and we're going to start accordion file these. And I try to make sure that I keep them like straight, that my ends are straight. Flip it back. Same thing. Match up your sides. Flip it around. I'm going to pull this over. I'm sure my husband's going to come and be like, is that not too loud for you? I'll be like, it is. So if it suddenly shuts off, you know that Steve went over there and had a chat with him. Okay, so we're going to go back and forth and back and forth. Let me make sure I do that. We're going to do this 8 times. I might even do 9. This one I did 8, but it could almost go an additional, but I'm just going to go 8. So we're counting the folds. Right now we're halfway there. Okay. So I'm really paying attention to making sure my sides line up, but also making sure my pieces are exactly what we started. So mine are just at 1 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eeks. There's 6. 7. And it likes to slide. I don't know why that is. Your ribbon wants to move on you. So it's really important for you to keep your edges together. 1 more. Okay, so I'm going under and then back over. Just like so. And because this is the 5th or the 8th fold, I am going to come in and I'm going to cut. And then I'm going to tuck that right in to my fold. Just like so. So once again, it has transformed. So you can see I have the unfinished back and this has the finished front. Okay. So this, gonna just clip this just so it holds it, even though the ribbon is all fine and dandy. That is our skirt. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing, the exact same way for our wings. And this one I did 5, I'm gonna do 6, just because I like a little bit, like I wanted it to go a little bit longer. So I'm gonna add 1 extra fold. So there's my first. Then we're doing the same thing back and forth. There's our 2. There's 3. Eeks. There's 4. There's 5. Imagine your kids making this too. Because for the most part, a lot of the construction is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this one's my 5th one on the front. I'm counting the front because I can't count the back because we're not going to put the back in there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's my last one. Lining that up. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now this one is going to be the one that gets tucked in on the inside. Okay, so lifting that up, tucking the last one inside so we have finished edges. So these are our wings. This is the skirt. Now, this is the no glue method. I don't know how you could do it. Don't know where middle is, like me. Don't know where middle is, like me. You're going to fold it in half, kind of find your midway point. I'm going to stuff this in just like so. Staple. Make sure that it goes through both sides. If not, do what I do and just staple the other side. So now we have wings on both sides. So we can open those up just like that. Nice little accordion. Nice little accordion. Just like that. Okay, there's our wings. And now we are going to do very much the same thing. We're going to still staple the same direction on the short, but because this one has more, we need to make sure we want to go a little high here. So I'm going to go just past the wired edge for me. There's that. Go around to the other side, stuff that right underneath. There's that one. And now we've got that stapled on both sides. So if we attempted to try to stuff this in there, it's going to be thick and it's going to be bulky. So we're going to actually cut the ribbon off on this side, just like this. So remember, it's all stapled. And this is where a really good pair of sharp scissors is going to come into play. So look at how much bulkiness we removed. This would have been the before, and this is going to be our after. Quite a bit is gone and removed. So now we are going to take this, we're going to put glue right along the end, and then we're actually going to glue that right into that set of wings. Just like this. Plus it helps hold all those layers together anyway. Silicone glue mat. Make sure you've got the finished side up. Just like that. And I'm gonna take the side of each one. Oops. Trying to get this one in. And I want to hold those together until the top. The wings meet the skirt. Just like this. Thanks. Nice and tight. Okay. Again, we're dealing with the cosmetic side of things, so we can open up her skirt just like this. We're going to have to attach the ball, and we're going to do the ball relatively the same way. Although this one is now red, so we're going to use a red pipe cleaner to go inside our ball. So I'm just going to fold those in half, and I'm going to twist them together just so we can create some bulk. This is for our hanger. If you want, you can double it up. Whatever you'd like to do. I'm going to go ahead and glue this all the way around and stuff that inside the ball, just like so. And I'm just going to set this right here so it can dry without rolling off the table. We're going to go ahead and prep the skirt part, or make the bow. So we're using the same ribbon from Hobby Lobby. We're going to dovetail the end. I'm going to go up just like we did with the other one. We're going to pinch, make a loop, twist it. I think I have 4. I think it's right about there. And then again, I didn't cut anything off of that pipe cleaner. So I'm going to grab another one of these so we can use the pipe cleaners. And you can get the metallic set I think Hobby Lobby has those available in stock. So just go ahead and twist, flatten. Want this to go down. There we go. I'm going to dovetail the other side, making sure they're both even. They are. And we're going to glue that right underneath, but we're going to put the head on first. Okay? So the head has a fairly large place to land. So we want to keep that fairly close to the front. We don't want it all the way back here, otherwise it's not going to really make sense. So just kind of move your ball to the front. I am just going to fill up the inside like we did before. And I'm going to flip this over right on top and just hold that in place until our glue ball dries. And you could put like a little piece of holly for the embellishment, since this one is basically like berries on top of like the burlap, whatever it is that you would like. Now we're going to go ahead and glue her bow in place. So just right here in the back, we're going to press that right onto the front. And then we're going to give her a nice little bell. So I think I'm going to do gold. I like the way the gold looks. If we go red, it kind of gets lost. Let's try one of the red. I think red on red, you just almost lose it. But nonetheless, I think I'm going to do gold. I just like the contrast. So, same thing. We are going to glue down here. Very small. Just a little bit. Because remember, if we place it flat on the angel, we will lose the bell. So I am just holding that in place so that the ringer part of the bell doesn't get mixed in the glue. And if perchance yours does, you can take a piece of floral wire or like a metal skewer, and you can poke it in the holes and loosen the bell up, or just pull the bell off and start all over again. So she still jingles. Okay. Alrighty. There is that. Now she needs a halo. So I'm going to use beige with the red. And we're going to do the same thing. We're simply going to twist those two together. And just run it. I like to run it to where it runs out. This way, if you're going to do a couple of them, you have enough for more than one. Just make sure your spacing is fairly consistent all the way through. Just like so. I'm just going to run this out so that I can make a couple of these. I like this. This is like the perfect thing for the over 4-inch ribbon. Hi, Lori. Hi, Marshall. Right? I don't have a special stapler yet. Yet. Well, thank you for that, Cheryl. She says it's really not that loud on camera. Derek, moving his stuff around. Yeah. Okay. Again, doing the same thing. Bringing those two around. Twisting the two together. And then we're going to do the same thing. Feed it on there. Weeks. and then we're just gonna see where that kind of falls. It's just a little outside where my glue is already at. So I'm just gonna kind of glue right around where my glue already is, so it has something to attach to. And then I am going to slide this down. Oop. I'm actually pulling the back part of her halo towards the back because that's where I've twisted my pipe cleaner. I'm just going to put a little bit more glue right here. There's that. And that is angel number 2. Cheryl says, are you selling them individually or is there set? I'm actually selling them individually so that people can pick and choose which ones they want in a set. So here's the accordion ones, right? And then here is our other one. So I taught you how to make these two tonight. Which one do you prefer? So we'll call this accordion, and this one is just loops. So loop angel, accordion angel, but both super simple to make. Imagine making these as a gift with like a coffee mug, some hot chocolate in it. You can even do like this one's candy cane. You can put some candy canes in with some, like, I don't know, candy cane kisses and a cute little mug. But these are what I showed you how to make tonight. Pam says that's really pretty. Elizabeth says pretty. Sheila said that one is adorable too. Literally 2 different ways. So you can pick and choose which one you prefer. It's entirely up to you. Staple, glue. That's the big difference too. This one requires you to staple. This one does require you to glue it. So I wanted to show you both ways so you can pick. And Sheila says both are cute, but I don't have any 4-inch ribbon. And I showed you what ends up happening if you wanted to do the accordion style with 2.5-inch ribbon. This is what it ends up looking like. And I did this one with an actual jingle bell as the head, but I had to really make my bow super, super small. So 4-inch ribbon, 2.5-inch ribbon. I wouldn't even chance it with 1.5-inch ribbon, but I'd be super excited to see what 6-inch ribbon would look like. So definitely 2 different looks. 4-inch ribbon, it's hard to believe that this and this, like this ribbon is almost double, right?
That's a good use of the 4-inch ribbon too.
Right. All right, everyone. Well, that's all I have for you today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please make sure that you share. If you purchase nothing from me, if you don't join my private group, if you can just share, like, and comment, that goes a long way for me. All right, everyone. Well, I will talk to you soon, and have a great evening.